Morning, guys. How are we all? Nadia's getting a coffee, but hers is so elaborate it requires putting on stoves and all sorts of stuff.
Why are you so horrible about my coffee?
Because it's so annoying.
I just like hot milk in it.
I know, but it's just like so complex, isn't it? It's so complex. I'm not having a go. I'm just saying that's why you're not here.
Good morning.
I've got a shirt on, guys.
I won Mr. and Mrs. last night.
Yeah, by the skin of your teeth. By the skin of your pants.
I was just having a really good conversation
on
Instagram about Marmite before we head for the main news.
Okay, well, guys, give us whether are you a Marmite fan or not? Yes or no?
It's World Marmite Day today, so can you just blast me with your favourite way that you have Marmite? Because I want to do lots of Marmite recipes.
I'm frustrated I missed yesterday. I think yesterday was National Daughters Day.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I didn't realise there was such a thing.
People were giving me so many ideas on Instagram. One person has cheese, pickle, onion, Monster Munch, and butter crisps. Cheese and Marmite quiche. What do you eat? How do you eat it?
Marmite is awful, Jodie.
Oh, I love it. Peanut butter. Yeah, I love a peanut butter Marmite.
Deborah Tideswell, yes. There's a few yeses.
New member. Hi, Ellie Clark.
Hey, Ellie Clark.
Welcome, Ellie Clark. Welcome, Ellie Clark. Welcome, 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 Ellie Clark.
I think the vast majority of people here are no.
Oh, God, on Instagram, they're all lovers.
Andrea Crash says Marmite and chip sandwich is a Kiwi thing.
No,
Ooh,
Marmite and
chip
chips.
sandwich. I heard something mentioned over there which sounded quite attractive. Marmite mash. That sounds nice.
Yeah,
Marmite mash. Marmite and cheese mash. That sounds quite... Nope, sorry, not for me. Grania Scarlett. Ruth Wynn, never tried it. Bridget Smith, yes. HW, Marmite roast potatoes and Marmite coffee walnut cake. Wow.
Well, somebody was saying on Instagram
Thank you, Nicola.
that there's a Marmite deodorant.
Apparently Vicky Taylor says there's Marmite sandwiches.
How do you do the Marmite roast
Jacqueline
potatoes
Broad.
then? What do you do? Do you put it on right at the end? Marmite roast potatoes.
Marmite roast potatoes.
Love the idea.
Make
How do you do
gravy
it?
with Marmite and Bovril.
Yeah, it gives it an extra kick. That's nice.
I like a kick. I like mustard, me. And
I need
think
to know
Marmite's
about
supposed-
what you do with the Marmite roast potatoes because I want to try and
What are those
do
crisps that have Marmite on?
Marmite crisps.
No, the actual...
Oh, Twiglets.
I hate Twiglets.
Oh, I love
hate
Twiglets.
They're hard, they're shiny, they're like
I have
eating
Twiglets with
toenails.
boiled eggs.
Well, yeah.
And you dig them in. It's really good for little kids. They love it.
Andrea Jenner puts a teaspoon of Marmite in shepherd's pie. Tell us the origin of the word Marmite. I liked this.
Marmite comes
Marmite,
from
is it? Marmite?
marmite in
Marmite.
French.
I like this
Look at this.
detail.
Where is it?
She's just getting a pot so that she can demonstrate
So-
with the image they're on.
Look at this. Marmite actually comes from the French word marmite. And look,
that is a Marmite.
That's a kind of pot, French pot.
A Marmite.
Oh, I love it.
G'day, lovelies. All right, total storm addict. How's it going there? How's it going in the bush? How's your bush?
Mark!
I meant your hair. Your barnet. Because you had grey
Oh, I know what I
roots.
was going to wear today. Wait there.
I tried to style that one out.
You
Twiglets,
didn't manage
yuck.
it.
My mum did bubble and squeak with Marmite. Nice, nice. I'm not a fan of bubble and squeak. I don't like cabbage. It's usually cabbage in bubble and squeak, isn't there? Jackie Nudson. That's a bad question after our previous conversation. So Jackie Nudson wants to know if you fingered it.
Mark!
With Marmite.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Thank you. Have you ever tried Vegemite?
Look what I found.
Oh, look. Look at that. Have you ever tried Vegemite?
Oh, you can't see it now.
What is Vegemite?
Vegemite is the Australian one.
Is it a vegan
I
version?
don't, I'm going to be honest, don't like it compared to Marmite.
Yeah.
I'm a Marmite girl.
Chunk of cheddar with Marmite spread on it, great snack.
Always have been a Marmite girl.
I do think it goes well with cheese. It does go well with cheese. Marmite, crumpet and grilled cheese, says Jessica Stacey.
Yes, yes,
Oh.
yes.
Someone just said something about, oh my God, Angela Jamieson. Oh my God, listen to the cowbells last night. It sounded like water dripping into a metal pot. I presume that's not a good description.
I have to admit,
We put it on
yesterday
last night and it was a bit much.
I looked at a couple of them, I listened to a couple of them, I was like, it's
a bit stressful.
I started to worry about cows.
Yeah.
I thought, I
must be
actually got to the
being
point where I
sent
thought,
mad.
I don't think we should put cowbells
Cowbells
on
are
cows.
cruel. I mean, the poor creatures, if they move their head
I said
slightly.
to Mark, do we know how well they're coping, the
Why
cows
are
with
the
these
cowbells-
fucking bells round their neck ringing?
Yeah. Can someone tell us why they put... Is it to stop predators? But what predators are there on the
No,
Swedish?
it's in case they get lost, you idiot, on the mountains.
But the poor things must be going out of their mind.
We've gone all through that yesterday. If you missed our live yesterday, we were talking about cowbells and how soothing they are. And now I'm worried.
Can I just say, in my defence...
I'm worried about the cows. I think they're going
Can
quietly
I just, in my defence,
mad.
say that the cowbells I heard on Radio 4 sounded nothing like the cacophony of noise that I was listening to on YouTube. I also found films of people blowing those great long horns that look like huge crack pipes.
Oh, God. Apparently there's only one person left making them in the whole world.
Yeah, but there's more than one person playing them.
Yeah.
Great long comedic horns that you blow down. I use a cowbell to call the kids for dinner. Katie Wilson, do you?
Do you?
Wow, that's so cool.
I love our songs
Our bells
so
are
much.
a warning if they're stampeding, Jodie. And of course, there was a tragic case recently of a headmaster, wasn't it? Or a teacher.
Is that what they're for?
Well, well, I mean, I suppose you hear that noise. Mind you, they weren't doing much in the image, and it was making a lot of noise.
I tell you, you have to be more careful of cows than you would think.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's not dwell
So
on
cowbells
cows.
weren't as peaceful and mindful as I wanted them
Peanut
to be.
butter, pork, curried crisp potatoes, and stir-fried veg.
There's no Marmite
What, with
in that.
Marmite?
With Marmite?
Please, somebody tell me what you do with the Marmite and the roast potatoes. Put it in capitals so I can see it. Done 997, loved you both on Lee's show. Lee is so buff. Marmite is much better. Lee is so buff. Last night, Mark and I did a quiz, Mr. and Mrs. quiz, on Lee Peart, P-E-A-R-T, our friend's YouTube channel. And we had a hoot. It was an hour. It was like a full TV show.
It was great fun, wasn't it? It was really good
So
fun.
check it out. And if you do, please subscribe to his channel.
He's going to give Scoff a run for his money.
Scoff, as I said. Call him.
Scoff. Just had an email from
Coat
Hong
the
Kong.
potato in Marmite and roast. I just can't even imagine this. Doesn't it burn when it goes in the hot oil? Boil, rough them up, roll in Marmite, then bake.
Nadia could sit here and roll with this Marmite chat for about
produces
3 years.
50 million jars a year. Oh, I've got another good Marmite fact.
Right, whilst you go off, Lucy Heaney, I have seen that Joaquin Phoenix and Rooney Mara have had a baby boy.
Have they?
Isn't that lovely? And it's no joke. I wonder if Joaquin laughed hysterically like the Joker. I wonder if the child is going to be freaked when it sees its daddy. I was delighted to see that.
I love this, right? In 2009, a Marmite-obsessed thief targeted a petrol station and stole 18 jars over a month. Ultimately, the owner stopped stocking it to prevent him striking again. Don't you think that's a bizarre fact?
It's a very odd one.
Why would you put that in a list of facts?
Nadia has a notebook all about Marmite. It's very odd. Very odd. Marmite cheese sauce. Anyway, that's enough Marmite.
Yeah.
So Rooney Mara and Joaquin Phoenix have had a baby. Isn't that joyful?
Yeah.
Don't know what they've called it, but it's going to be. I wonder if they're going to call it the Riddler.
Do you know
or
that's
something
my
like that.
dad's middle name?
Yes,
Joaquin.
that's
No, but they
amazing.
might not know. I know
no.
you know, you daft.
Right. No loo rolls in the shops
So
again,
dirty,
says
that
Debbie
is.
Sanderson.
Oh my God, guys, I said this to Mark yesterday. I was doing an online shop and I just, without even thinking, put 2 things of toilet roll because I usually get 2 at a time. And they said, you have exceeded your limit. I thought, oh God, here we go again.
Oh, sorry. Has he called it River?
After
Oh
his
my
brother.
God. That's so sweet. Of course.
We love the Phoenixes.
The trauma that poor old Joaquin went through that night, because I mean he was there, wasn't he? Oh my God, they've called him River. That's so sweet. Maddie is gonna love that. Maddie's gonna love that. She feels it so keenly, doesn't she? So that's nice news. That's nice news. And
Yeah, that's
let's
nice
lead with
news.
that. And the other nice news is that some beluga whales have been released. You were watching this on the news, weren't you, this morning? And you said, oh, the subs will love this story. And I like this story too. But beluga whales enjoy a new freedom after years of captivity. Apparently there were 2 beluga whales that were being used by the Russians. Then they went to the Chinese and they found themselves in an aquarium, Chinese aquarium.
Who saved them then?
And then these Merlin Entertainment that's responsible for the London Dungeons.
Really?
Yeah, I think because they're a kind of entertainment company that owns sort of places like maybe Sea Life, I don't know. But they're anti-captivity. So they've now been taken to Iceland.
And honestly, the pictures of them, they are so beautiful.
Look.
And they're playing and oh my God. And then they
love
come up to the
beluga whales.
camera.
Oh.
Yeah, search it and have a look at it after this. And it will just make you just feel really
calm.
Have a moment.
It's not going to be a cowbell moment, is it?
It's not going to be a
where
cowbell
they go to
moment.
films and they're really violent and aggressive, and there's beluga whale violence and all sorts of things.
No.
I mean, dolphins are quite randy. You know that, don't you? Dolphins are quite frisky.
Is that why they always bash people about when they swim with them?
Dolphins are quite
Do they have
naughty.
penises?
Apparently quite big ones.
Oh, don't be silly.
Yeah, you don't want to get on the wrong side of a dolphin. I hugged a dolphin once, wrongly, in captivity.
Wrongly.
I'm not proud of it, but it was on offer at a hotel.
To be honest, when that happened, on a serious note, we were in a lovely hotel, weren't we? And it had a vast area, didn't they? Aquarium. And we really totally believed, I still kind of do, that they were doing conservation work. They were like injured. Yeah. They've been injured dolphins, saved dolphins, rescued dolphins. Because whenever I've said this to people, they've always gone, how can you have been that naive? I still don't know whether we were naive.
I think we were totally naive.
Do you?
Yeah, and I think, but when I look back at that time, and I remember holding the dolphin and looking into its eyes, Lee Peart's phrase here springs to mind, because it wasn't looking at me in a purely sort of selfless manner.
We'll read out what Lee says.
Lee says dolphins are the only other species other than humans that have sex purely for pleasure. This dolphin had eyes on me. I'm telling you that right now. It had eyes for me, and I didn't feel entirely safe. I didn't feel entirely safe. But yes, you're right, Lee. They do. And isn't it funny how the pejorative sense that we have as humans, because dolphins have sex for pleasure, we like to castigate them as being sex obsessed. But we would never say that of ourselves.
No.
Isn't it weird?
Well, no.
Yeah. I love the way they laugh.
But I mean, we certainly would never do that again, would we? Go in with the dolphins.
Not at all.
Not now.
Not
but
at
I mean,
all.
honest to God, we genuinely...
15 years ago.
We genuinely bought the whole thing, didn't it? It was a beautiful place and vast places to swim. But we were just, I felt a right idiot when I got back and everyone went, are you mad?
Yeah. So beluga whales, so this is all good.
So lovely.
Whatever small gestures can be done, as David Attenborough says, need to be done because we are eliminating. Now, of course, the big news this morning, which was breaking like mad on CNN last night, and really does have huge implications for the debate tomorrow, is Trump. So, Trump in the line of fire from the New York Times, a very famous critic of Trump. So he's going to be, we were looking at how they're going to cover this. CNN and the New York Times really running at this. Essentially, confirmation that he hasn't paid much taxes. Now, he's going to claim, as he did in his chat with Hillary Clinton.
$758.
Yeah, but his line on that when challenged in the last election by Hillary Clinton was, that's because I'm clever.
I'm smart.
Because I'm smart. But the problem is, there's a real problem here for Trump. On the optics, to quote him, is that he might have avoided paying taxes legally. We don't know. But he can't also claim to be a multi-billion, billion dollar expert.
This is the dichotomy.
He can't be both things.
Because he sold to the American people that he was a billionaire, successful billionaire businessman that was going to come in and fix the economy and get pennies in people's pockets. Yeah. But if he has done the safe tax dodging, i.e. he doesn't have to go to jail for not paying tax because all of his companies were effectively
in debt and sort of insolvent and borrowing against each other.
Then that doesn't work for him either, because then he's got into the White House on total lies.
Now, he is made of Teflon, and I'm fascinated. I think now there's an added extra bit of... There should be a spring in Biden's step when it comes to the debates this tomorrow night, isn't it? Tomorrow night. So it's a curious one. I don't know how he's going to play this. I'd be fascinated to know what Xander thinks, because I know you're a Trump supporter. How is he going to play that one? How is he going to play that? I for the first time, I just felt the tilt in the opposite direction, because I always feel he gets himself out of jail in every situation. He turns every crisis to his advantage and manages to spin it to a population that, that he's all right. But that perhaps he isn't as wrong. Hit the thumbs up, guys. Hit the thumbs up.
Bateman.
Now, some other stories. Now, tell us about Gwyneth Paltrow.
Hang on, and I think Jodie was saying there, I can't wait till the day he has to pay his debts back, because that was one of the analysts yesterday on CNN said the reason he is hanging on to this presidency like it's life or death is because he has these huge debts that he has to pay off, and he could just be stepping out into bankruptcy. Mind you, presidents always make a fortune when they leave, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, I've had this theory, if I'm honest, that Trump, I mean, you know, he's the whole China sort of conflab and all that kind of stuff. In my darkest moments, I have this fear that he's obviously parked people who are working the stock market very, very far from themselves so they can't be traded. So it'll be someone of someone of someone of someone. And when you look at the behavior of the stock market, you begin to wonder whether he's been inside trading insofar as, you know, he can make a statement today like we might be solving the problem with China, and the markets do that. Now he has foresight on those statements because he knows when he's going to tweet it and when he's not going to do it. So when he says on Twitter, for example, we're not tolerating this deal from China, we're going to push back on TikTok, he knows the stock markets are going to go down. So of all the people in America, he's in a position where he knows predictively how to
fix the market.
Well, how to rig the markets, and I do wonder whether that's part of his process of staying in power.
Faith Goodman, David Attenborough film in cinema tonight for one night only. Ooh. Why only one night? Thank you for that tip.
Thank you. And also, if anyone's noticed, he's on Instagram. He immediately got to 4 million followers, didn't he? Within a
3.9, yeah, in like a day and a half.
I had a really warm feeling thinking of David Attenborough actually sat like this. Do you think he did it himself?
No.
It's run by his crew, isn't it? I heard.
I just want to take a step out of the news for 1 second. Sophia Manley, do you have any advice for heartbreak? My boyfriend broke up with me last week. I'm broken and so shocked and confused.
Sophia.
That is just so awful. That's an actual physical pain, isn't it? So I just want to say to you, oh my God, I don't know how old you are, but I think most of us have had our hearts broken at some point. And it does pass, the pain, but it's okay to say now, this feels just about as bad as anything ever could, but it will pass. We did a podcast at the beginning of lockdown about breakup, how to stay married so far. Do you remember what the title of it was?
No, but I mean, if you search, I think it's Heartbreaker. Just put in how to stay married heartbreaker.
On here, it's on this channel, and have a listen of that. But you've just got to take one day at a time. If it really, really does feel that he really wants it to be over, try your hardest not to keep contacting.
And the heartbreak in this current scenario, it's very difficult. It's very difficult in this, you know, because everyone's feeling everyone's feeling sort of the very limits of their body and on their ownness. And are you? I feel sort of like, I feel so sort of like a one person. So the idea that you're sort of a part of a couple and then that goes up must be really tough.
Really hard. So check out our Heartbreak, How to Stay Married. Sending a big hug.
Well, I mean, it's such an old trite saying that time is the only healer, and it really is.
Just as you get older, you realise. I mean, when I think back to things where I was at, I mean, my first boyfriend, I was absolutely heartbroken when we broke up. It was a physical, terrible physical pain. I really didn't believe I would ever get over it. Now, oh my God, I'm like, thank God. But at the time, nobody could have told me any different. But it's okay to sit with the pain. Sit with the pain. Try and feel it. Think about where both of you were with your relationship. Well, we talk about all of this in the Heartbreak one. Check it out, honey.
There she is. She says, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, sending you huge hugs, Sophia. Sending you huge hugs. Well, let's try and cheer you up with a bit of silliness. Nads, tell us about Gwyneth Paltrow.
God, are we talking about that?
Yeah. She's on my radar today, and
we have had a very funny morning this morning.
Yeah.
I have basically been out in the garden, stark naked. Right? There's windows over there. I'm petrified somebody's going to have taken a photograph of me when I'm out there because we've been doing a piss take photo for Instagram, because actually it really pissed me off. Gwyneth Paltrow has done this photograph of herself naked in the garden on her birthday going, oh, it's my goop body butter that allows me to be naked.
And she smeared it all over herself.
It's probably about 200 quid. So I've done a piss take photo of it. It's going to go up on my Instagram.
Let me see if I can find it.
I'm probably going to post it actually after this. So keep your eye out on NADIA Sawalha Instagram. Because it just pisses me off. But honest
it pisses you off?
It just does. All this. Oh, so you're standing naked because of your goop butter, and not because you've got personal trainers coming round 500. You've got chefs. You've got. It's got nothing to do with any of that. It's your 200. Well, I don't know how much it is. It could be 50 quid.
So how much butter? What sort of butter have you used in your photo?
Lurpak.
Yeah,
I wish I'd had Anchor. Anchor would have been funnier.
We've used Lurpak.
But I didn't have any Anchor.
We've used Lurpak. There's a post. Beautiful. It's kind of very, it reminds me of the Flake advert and the Timotei advert from the 70s,
Lord,
80s.
I should have used Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody just said Lord. That would have been funny.
You should have used I can't believe it's not butter.
I know, but I didn't have anything. And the light was perfect. We could have thought about it, but the light was perfect. And I said to Mark, if we wait till tomorrow to do this, I'll lose my nerve. Dairy-free.
Anchor is New Zealand butter, the best butter in the world. I like Anchor butter.
I like my favourite butter is Lurpak or Président, the French butter.
Now you're just being pretentious. Président.
Because I'm speaking French.
Président.
I'm speaking French.
My birthday is Président. I saw a great French film actually at the weekend, which I'm going to review with NADIA at some point. Other stories in the news today are...
Thank you for all these tips on the Marmite. I'm going to read over all of these afterwards.
Emergency lockdown plan to ban socialising and combat second wave of virus. Okay, so what this story is here is that ministers apparently are preparing to enforce a total social lockdown across much of northern Britain, which, to be fair, most of northern Britain is in virtual social lockdown.
Did you see in the northwest the photos with the film with everybody outside after 10 o'clock?
Oh, really? What, all just waving?
They said it's a complete
disaster.
Head fuck. Everyone's just gathering. Come on.
So there's going to be
You've got to think of something better, a better way to deal with this.
There's going to be a connection between northern Britain going into potential lockdown and London. But under the new emergency plans, all pubs, restaurants, bars will be ordered to shut for 2 weeks. I mean, this was mooted a while back. And what happens is, I've noticed with the news flow, they float something out into the news through the Times.
Usually goes through the Times,
and this is the Times again.
Ah.
And then it rolls back a bit. But this was floated out 2 weeks ago, and it's being reiterated. So I think we have to, in London and certain regions, prepare for a 2-week social lockdown, probably around half term. And it's like kids said, we said this to the girls, they said, well, why are they going to lock down?
Well, no, do you mean a lockdown like before, a lockdown of pubs?
A lockdown of all social situations. So you can't pubs will be shut.
Park.
Can't get, well, I don't know, and households not being able to mix.
Oh, God.
But again, of course, the optics on this, it might be what's needed, but once again, we have to really think about this, because of course, for a lot of kids, the only time they're thinking, oh, we might not have to observe just the rules of being in a bubble at school is at half term. You know, and I've got a horrible feeling as well that if things keep getting worse, I mean, it's up for debate whether things are getting that much worse in terms of ICUs and deaths. They are in terms of infections.
Ray says they can't mix in Birmingham.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many parts of the country. I mean, because we're in London, we just assume everywhere's like here. We you know, I keep hearing from so many people, look,
Hazel's
you know,
been
we're
in lockdown
already in
since
lockdown.
March.
Yeah, lots of it. Most of Wales is in extraordinarily strict lockdown.
So let
me just finish that thought. So I do think we could be up for my slightest concern is that there is an opportunity at Christmas, isn't there, where most businesses naturally close. You know, that aren't retail businesses or social.
Well, that's
businesses.
why that one Oxford scientist has suggested that we have a longer lockdown at Christmas.
Yeah, but imagine that. How does that? I mean, okay, so there is the natural desire to want to sit in and be cosy and all of that, but there's also families wanting to see families. I've just got this feeling they're going to...
I think people are going to ignore it at Christmas. I really do. Yeah. I just can't... I mean, there's a number of people there already saying they're going to ignore it because they don't trust the government.
I think there's going to be... How do you think we're going to feel, though, as a nation, waking up on January the 1st, 2021, if we feel that we're not much further on?
I think we are going to be. I have a lot of hope.
Do you?
Yeah. I really, really do. They're doing good work with antigens. They're doing good work with plasma. They really have noticed, people have made good recoveries with plasma, and the vaccine is going to come. I think, I predict that 6 months into 2020, everyone will be vaccinated, 2021. That's what a lot of people are saying, and I just think, I mean, they are going to have a vaccine come November, but it would just be very few people, won't it?
Well, they're talking about us not being able to produce it en masse, aren't they?
That's the other big problem in the news today. They're saying, well, we know our government isn't going to be able to do it. Look at the track and trace. Yeah. Mind you, I'm so pleased 10 million people.
That's good, because you need 7 million for it to be effective. The only problem I've got with it is...
Mark, you keep saying that number, but if you think we're a population of 60 million, how is 7 million going to be enough?
That's where it starts to be effective.
Oh, I see.
Starts to be effective in terms of if it works.
Right.
Apparently, it needs to be. There needs to be that many people configuring with each other for it to begin to be able to make any. I don't know what the maths on it is.
So honestly, guys, I know that so many of us are so cross with the management and the mismanagement of COVID, and a lot of people are worried about data and stuff with the COVID app. But honestly, if you've watched Social Dilemma, your data, if you have a phone, there is nothing that this app is going to take from you that you haven't already given over.
If you've got any smart technology, I can promise you now that you have more than your fingerprints and your DNA held in storage.
So really, I would urge people to look into downloading that app, because maybe it's our only chance through this puzzle.
God, you sound like Princess Leia. Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only chance. Cadder Girl, I've heard schools are being given an extra week off after their 1 week of October break, but they won't announce this till the week before October break because people won't be happy. This is a kind of...
This is the thing that they keep doing with us, treating us like idiots.
Yeah. So we all know it's coming, and then when it comes, they wonder why we're just like, oh, fuck off.
And it does... You know the way the government are? It's a bit like if I was Prime Minister, isn't it? I think he's a bit like me, Boris.
Yeah.
He kind of just throws himself in at the last minute without any planning.
Yeah, I'm not an anti-vaxxer at all, but Mrs. PD just says I would not trust the vaccine. Now, I can't remember the historical precedent that was set for this, but there was a case where a former American president
it was,
took a vaccine, and this vaccine was incredibly dangerous.
Yeah.
It made him ill, it killed other people. Now, I'm not, obviously we've got a far more rigorous kind of testing system, but I do get worried that, for example, when we think of things like the thalidomide scandal that happened, at its time, and admittedly it was a far more rudimentary process of tests and what have you, but can we really get any profound sense of the side effects of these sorts of drugs on, say, pregnant women and in such a short amount of time?
Well, the argument is that a lot of these the vaccines that they're working on, I don't know if this is true, this is just bits and pieces that I've read, are vaccines that they've been working on for SARS anyway. So there's been a lot of work previously done.
So it's perhaps an adjustment to previous technology.
Exactly. Well, I mean, actually, that's what they're saying in Russia. Putin injected his own daughter with their vaccine to make sure that people tried it.
And she turned into a woolly mammoth, didn't she?
But again, they're saying it in Russia, that what they're using is stuff that they've used before. It's well tested. So maybe that's the same. I mean, we do have rigorous testings here, don't we? But I think it's every human being's right to question it, and without being called a mad anti-vaxxer who's...
absolutely.
Because I think... Because I worry about that narrative building, because it means... I mean, we have plenty of people on here that have had all their other vaccines, but say, I'm not sure.
There's a bit of
I want to have a think.
Yeah, I think it's important that we don't weaponise not wanting the vaccine in such a way that anyone who says or has caution around it is somehow not observing their social civic duty to kind of protect everyone.
Yeah.
It's tricky, and it's more complicated than that. I have a podcast suggesting Good Thinking TV. Boyfriends and friends from opposite sex sleeping over. Did we not do that? I think we did that eons ago, didn't we? Did we do it specifically, or maybe it was part of another thing? Lynn Aoki.
Thank you for that. And we do love suggestions.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have a little trawl through the history.
I think we could do that, but I would want to just have a chat with Maddie and see what she's all right about us saying.
Lynn Aoki, if everybody followed the rules about masks, washing hands, then it will get better. But some folks seem to think they can do anything they want. Follow the rules. It's not rocket science. I do agree.
Why won't Parliament close their pubs at 10 p.m? One rule for them. Really, Joe?
What, the pubs on Whitehall and all around Westminster? Is that true? Is that really true?
Look it up. Oh my God, this is like the bloody shooting parties. This is unbelievable if their pubs are open. We can't even say this, it's so...
But they have bars inside the Houses of Parliament, don't they?
Well, that's still a bloody pub.
A pub?
Pub. Did anyone see the Sunday show? How funny was Teddy? Have you seen the Sunday show yet? Did you see his pieces to camera? I'm going to put some in my stories today so you can see them, guys.
Very good.
He's very funny.
Yeah, I got my text yesterday saying get the flu jab.
Oh, look, the bar in the Parliament does not shut at 10.
Oh, there you go. I was just going to say the pubs locally do shut at 10.
But the bar in Parliament doesn't.
Oh, Jodie.
Well done, Jodie.
You're an investigative journalist. We need to flag that up.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Hi guys, guys, I just tried the cowbells mindful moment. You told us, did you try it again? I wouldn't choose cowbells again, but I did enjoy the mindful. Alicia, look, can I make a full and unreserved apology?
Yes, a full unreserved. Do it now.
I'm going to do what I keep calling
Boris. I want you to apologise. Give some context.
I am formally making a full and abject apology. I came in from listening to Radio 4, a very quaint, peaceful set of cowbells moving across the Swiss Alps. I wonder whether in retrospect it might have been... And shared it with everyone saying, please, everyone take the moment.
I felt really guilty because I don't sit with cowbells. I felt really bad.
I even asked for one for my birthday. And a cowbell, not a cow. And I'm beginning to wonder whether maybe it was a solitary goat with a bell.
I think it might have been one goat.
It was far more tinkly.
You don't want a whole load of cowbells.
The actual sound of cowbells... Oh, look, there's Maddie. Look. The actual sound
Morning, Bubba.
The actual sound of cowbells was quite horrendous and stressful. We played it to your mum and dad, didn't we?
Yeah, we went, listen to this. Mark's been saying what we should do is listen to cowbells. They were around last night. We put them on and we were like, do you think the cows are okay?
Yeah, but I can't remember what those horns are called, but I really want to blow on one of those horns. It's a Swiss horn. What are they called? There's an Alp horn. An Alp horn. I want one of those. And I want lederhosen.
Now, do you? Because you know birthday's coming up. Do you suddenly want lederhosen?
Who would like to see me blow on my horn?
In his lederhosen.
In my leder. Do you remember after I went to the Arctic and there was that guy from Austria when we went to that huge ball to congratulate ourselves on not being eaten by polar bears? And he came in a wooden lederhosen. He was wearing a wooden... God.
Oh, yes, he was. He was wearing a wooden one.
He was an Austrian Marine, and he was incredibly responsible for keeping us alive. But he arrived at this ball in lederhosen made of wood.
Do you think that was the same as wearing like a hair shirt? He had to suffer for his people.
I don't know.
Because I don't think it could have been very comfortable.
He was standing next to the man who lost an inch off the end of his penis.
Which was the first thing his wife told us when we sat down to dinner.
A different kind of wood.
I don't think it was an inch. I think it was half an inch.
Half an inch, yeah. But she said it was very precious to him. Well, we filmed him being flown. I filmed them pulling the end of his penis off.
Honestly, you might think this is a random story, but this story is a true story.
Yeah, I filmed.
So Mark had been filming in the North Pole, and then there was a big dinner a few months later when everybody came back. And so all the wives got to meet for the first time because all their chaps had been off to the North Pole.
Yeah, we'd all gone off.
And as we sat down in at this big circular table, his wife went, he lost half an inch off the end of his penis. And I can tell you now, there wasn't half an inch to lose. And then I had to sit opposite the man, just thinking, oh, you poor thing.
Yeah. And then, was it Richard Dunwoody? Just went on forever. Lee had to wear a lederhosen. I can see you in lederhosen. Lee
used to work in Lapland.
Oh, I once dressed in a show in lederhosen while someone sang Lonely Goat Herd from Sound of Music. It was degrading. It sounds pretty degrading. Have you got a photo or footage of it?
Do you still like your drama, Lee? Are you still into your drama, Lee?
Singing bowls? What the hell are singing bowls?
Aren't they ones where you put your finger out?
Do you remember they used to have them on Nationwide? Do you remember Nationwide?
Oh, God! Jesus, why are we talking about Nationwide?
No, but I remember on Nationwide them having a man come on with thick glasses and he would play the wine glasses. Okay, guys, go to Nadia's Instagram today for an absolute hoot. You've got an absolute treat landing there today. Go to my Instagram because you just fucking love me. And lots of love.
He's on Mark Adderley.
Mark _
I'm
Adderley.
on Nadia Sawalha. We love you.
We love you.
If you've enjoyed this live, please hit the thumbs up icon just under my left breast to show us the love. Show us the love.
I'm just hitting her left breast. And the other point I was going to just say...
Show us the love.
Green Fingered Hell will be landing later today.
And also tonight, we have a cooking live. We're going to do a Marmite cooking live. But I can't say what time because we are going to deliver one of our books today to one of our lucky winners.
Yes.
From the competition. So we will let you know. We'll post a story on here about half an hour before we're going to do the cooking live. I'm hoping it's going to be about 6:30.
And also, I have also said that we're probably, whoever our person was in Aberdeen, we are going to, because of obviously the far more restrictive situation of Scotland, we're going to do a private one-to-one FaceTime or Skype.
Yeah.
So we'll arrange that.
It's a bit of a tricky thing with the COVID thing because...
Of course, there are different rules in all different parts of the country because we've got North Yorkshire to get to as well.
It's because and we're desperate to get there.
Yeah.
And I would have loved to have come to Aberdeen because what we were going to do is Kay was going to drive me up there.
Yeah.
But we've been
It doesn't look good.
advised.
The optics don't look good on you flying through the countryside with a book while students across Scotland are locked in.
So we have been advised that this is not a good thing to do. So we will do a private one, a private one-to-one with anyone that we can't get to because of the COVID restrictions. Absolutely. But we are going to see someone today, and I'm not sure if we're filming. She may be somebody that allows us to film. Oh, is she one of the ones that doesn't want to film? I don't know. I think there's one person that would.
Well, we'll certainly film ourselves before we get there.
But we'll film it and we'll put it in the vlog, so it's going to be great vlog stuff.
All right, guys, have a lovely, lovely day.
Love you.